Yo, what's good, everybody? Now we're going to talk about DC Universe. We're going to talk about one of the biggest, brightest shows of 2019, which kind of shocked everybody. And the reason why is because it's just a wacky, zany, really true reflection of what the real comic looks like. And everybody enjoyed it. So much people were able to pick this up and actually subscribe to DC Universe because of Titans and the success of Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol. It was like quality show after quality show. And that's when everyone just came into it, was like, I love this. Of course, there's been some changes with Warner Brothers acquisition with AT&T. A lot of these shows now are going to be moving over to the HBO Max subscription. And a lot of people were subscribed anyway. I think they had 40 million subscribers merged onto another 100 million subscribers. So when you consider Disney Plus has 50 million subscribers worldwide, Netflix has 170 million people. Now, HBO Max, which is only available in America, already has 140 million. It's already 3 times bigger than Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, and everything else. So, Warner has got a huge, humongous catalogue of old movies, current series like Friends, etc., and obviously all the DC stuff put together. I want to see what they do with DC Universe because it was a fantastic package with all the superhero stuff, all the DC EU movies, comics as well, so the Rebirth comics and all of that. A lot of people got to enjoy that. Sadly, in the UK, we didn't really get it, or in Europe, and I don't think we're getting HBO Max either. So it's going to be up to Netflix and Amazon Prime to kind of channel through the success of those shows. Now, we know that Amazon Prime had the Doom Patrol series and Swamp Thing, and we know Netflix carried the Titan series. So it's just going to kind of really be up in the air which show really gets to keep which one. I'm guessing because Doom Patrol was on Amazon Prime, it's probably going to be on there for season 2. So I wouldn't worry about that too much for the people in Europe. But listen, let's have a look at this trailer and let's talk about it. Let's see how batshit crazy this goes. So let's roll it. A lot of the craziness from season 1.
I needed to find a way to outlive my daughter. So I began my experiments in search of mortality. I'd make some adjustments to equal Barry.
Anyone I get close to, it always ends in pain.
Rita.
Sometimes the easiest pain to ignore.
So season 1, they all found themselves and they all accepted how weird they were and their abilities.
Any fathering, sir? Baby doll. Hey Siri.
We didn't get to see enough of you, Crazy Jane.
My name's Nick. I'm dealing with some kind of post-traumatic stress.
Oh yeah.
Boss. Great character.
What's up with his daughter? Dorothy's missing. She will unleash hell on Earth.
I told you to be polite.
And you will be powerless to stop it. Help me find her.
They've kept the quality of the first season.
Things like this.
Well, typically we just kind of wing it.
HBO production, man.
You bring the sun up in the open sky. You bring the moon.
Mr. Fantastic.
So you want to become a superhero?
No. We go together so well.
We need to see more of Jane.
Pretty impressive.
I'm not stretching, I'm not stretching.
Now I'm going to go.
What a morning. What a night.
Those annoying, feckless losers that I live with are my family. They may be spineless, but I know deep down they all care about me.
Ready for a hug?
Do not.
Going in for the hug.
If we would be a team, we have to make the effort.
Time to take out the trash.
Let's go.
Desi's gun from the cartoon animated series. Brilliant. So, guys, all we can see from season 2 is, obviously, let me recap season 1 first. Season 1, because everyone's probably thinking, what the heck is going on? Or I didn't get round to seeing Doom Patrol. So, they all received their powers through tragic circumstances. They went through season 1 where most members were treated by the chief, who is a medical doctor who gave them residence in his mansion. And really, that was to protect them from the outside world because they were misfits. This isn't kind of like the X-Men. This is way offshoot. X-Men were disdained from the public because of discrimination. These people are just plain out misfits. They don't fit into society regardless. So maybe think of them as the Morlocks from the X-Men who live down in the sewers. But he took them in, protected them, showed them how to use their powers, kind of showed them the acceptance of themselves, which they really struggled with. However, he was kidnapped by Mr. Nobody, and they spend the whole of the first season trying to find Dr. Calder. And then when they actually find him, they realize that he was the person who was behind all of their powers and experiments, that he's the one that coaxed it up. But this actually brings the team together rather than split them apart. So first of all, the team. Jane has 64 personalities. Jane is the dominant personality, a traumatized woman with a disorder identity. Rita Farr is the one who struggles to prevent her body from turning into a gel state. Larry is a person who has an entity living inside of him of negative energy, and he's struggling to get that relationship and that synergy that both bodies need together. Cliff Steele, his brain was placed in a robot's body following a car accident, and he's later understood that he kind of caused that accident and that the daughter is actually still alive. Yeah, so in season 1 we learn all these different narratives as their stories sort of accumulate and come together. It's really great in terms of how it ends up, and the chief is eventually responsible for all these tragic events that gave them their powers. So basically he manufactured the whole thing. So they don't kill the chief off, but one thing that I did understand is, like with this, when I see this trailer, it reminds me of Grant Morrison's comic run. I know the chief died in the comic run, but that was more in the latter part of the story. So I'm not sure whether they're going to kill off the chief in this season. I hope they don't as well. Television is very different to where the comics are going anyway. But again, same storyline, comedy, entity, drama, and R-rated television to boot. Elastic Girl is definitely going to become giant this season. We saw her trying to reach up with the ball. We saw her trying to work on extending her powers. And obviously, the rest of them are going to be developing their powers onto another level. So this is going to be very different from season 1, where they were shy and they weren't sure about their powers. They didn't know how to use their powers, most of them. And they were in a state of acceptance. In this season, we're going to see them grow. And I'm really looking forward to that. Let's talk about the little girl, Dorothy. So, as you guys know, season N ended with the defeat of an oversized cockroach named Ezekiel with Calder's long-lost daughter, Dorothy. And it gets so crazy because you see this cockroach kiss a rat, and that's pure Grant Morrison madness that is in the comics. Like, you know, anyone seeing that who reads the comics knows exactly what they're in for. And for people who don't, this is where it kind of gets a little bit crazy. You do get the crazy stuff in there, but this character Dorothy is way, 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 you know, Dorothy Spinner. She looks like she's going to be driving the plot of season 2. She has a power of imagination, so she's going to play a pivotal role in this point, where she's probably going to go rogue and split away from the team. So Calder's going to send a team after her because her powers are going to threaten the whole world. So if you kind of look at her warp reality powers, anything that she imagines can be brought to life as long as she's alive. So if she dies, then everything else goes away. But think of her as in David from Legion, Professor X's son, where the power is so dangerous that it threatens the existence of the planet. So I'm expecting season 2 will revolve around her. And also there's a psychic entity who was banished to another plane of existence called Candlemaker. So I'm expecting that to play a part as well. Either way, great trailer, guys. Really looking forward to this. Let's hope that this HBO Max turns out to be something solid, because it's got so much stuff going on with it, with the DCEU and the comics and the TV shows. And really, I know Marvel's got Disney Plus, but they've got 3 times less subscribers than HBO Max. So Disney, this is going to be the one that's really going to be leading the charge along with Netflix. So we've got Netflix with 170 million, HBO Max 140 million, Amazon Prime 100 million, and then we've got Disney Plus with 50 million. So it's really going to be battle of the streaming services walking into 2021, and that's kind of how everything is going to work. So listen, let's just enjoy the fun. Great trailer. Definitely recommend it for you guys to cling on to this and check it out. So I'll speak to you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed it.